Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
I wanted to take one more look at Castle Panic because I have played all of the Panic games that I have been in touch with. My first Castle Panic, Star Trek, and Dead Panic. I haven't played the Munchkin one, and there's a World War II one that I don't think was ever released. I haven't put my hands on that one. But I want to take a look back at Castle Panic. I'm not going to show you how to play in this one. I made another video on that. I just want to talk about it a little bit. Castle Panic is a cooperative game where players are working together in a tower defense game. Castle Panic Vanilla with no expansions is going to be the set that gives you the most vanilla treatment. It's easy, it's a family weight game, doesn't have a lot of exceptions, not a lot of rules. There's only 4 tiles that kind of come out that kind of change things up a little bit, and it's a lot more straightforward. This game is very easy to teach, and I would say it's a great introductory, lighter, cooperative game that I can recommend to nearly anyone. Sure, it has like the goblin and trolls and orcs kind of thing on it. That's going to be a turn off, kind of a geeky or nerdy thing for people outside the gaming world, but I don't think zombies or the Star Trek theme helps that nerdiness too much. Maybe the zombies is probably the most mass marketing of everything. But in this one, you're going to have a pretty vanilla game. It's going to be very structured. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing really well, but then it keeps coming down on me, and I feel like that intense pressure. And usually at the end of the game, it's always kind of nail-biting where they're going to win or lose, and we're trying to make good decisions. Now, one thing I really like about this cooperative game is that we do have to work together. If you do not trade the cards, you do not plan things out, you are not going to win. That does lend itself sometimes to an alpha player, and you're going to find that in Castle Panic sometimes, but that is a you problem, that's not a game problem. The game wants you to collaboratively work together or cooperatively, work together in order to solve the problem or the puzzle before you. Sometimes you just won't have the cards to do what you want, and that's why the walls are there. The walls will kind of eat up some of those hit points, but if you're finding yourself getting hit a lot, that may be decisions that you're making and not necessarily luck of the game. There are a lot of cards that come out, a lot of monsters that will come out, and a lot of options and decisions you're going to make, but you need to strategically work with the other players. This game is very simple in concept. Each round, you're going to play some cards. You're going to try to defeat the monsters that are out. The monsters that are going to move closer to you, and new monsters are going to come out on the board. That very pandemic. We're going to do something, and then the board is going to do something. We're going to do something, and the board is going to do something. It's nice that it's pretty balanced. There's no character powers or anything that makes my turn any better than yours. I might have cards that are more useful in your turn, but we can trade one card in order to kind of mitigate that a little bit. The game balances itself with more or less players because you're just adding people at the end of every person's turn. So it's kind of self-balancing in that way. I find Castle Panic to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, cooperative board game, and one of my favorite, maybe my most favorite, cooperative, light, gateway-ish, if you will, board game that's cooperative. I love this game. I love putting it on the table, and I love adding it in to the universe of gaming that we're going to have. The turns are easy. It's very simple to teach it to anybody, and even non-gamers. If they think that the Lord of the Rings or the orcs or the goblins are a little goofy, just sitting down and playing the game, they'll be able to play in. And what the beauty of the cooperative game is that we're all working together, so you can ask questions as you're going through. We're strategizing together, and after maybe half a play, a quarter of a play, maybe a full play, they're going to be on board, and they're going to be involved in those decisions and making it with you. And I find that really adds to Castle Panic's brilliance, and I think it's a really brilliant design. When I go on BGG and I see how low that it's rated, just like in the 1600s, 1400s, whatever it is, I'm like, wow, how is this not a top 100 game? I get it's not the hotness, I get that's not the most in-depth game at all, but this game should have legs and should be an evergreen and should be, let's be honest, as a cooperative, light, gateway-ish game, this should be in everybody's collection. I sometimes wonder why Pandemic is so popular. Maybe it's the theme, some other things going on. But this game, to me, is a quintessential gateway cooperative game. This is the game I would pull out and play with nearly anyone and teach them about the cooperative genre. It's this game. Now, maybe somebody turn off by the theme or this or that, but to me, this is easy to teach. If you like this, I can bounce off other games to you. Castle Panic is a gem to me. This is one of the best games that's ever designed. I adore this game. I love this game. I highly recommend it. Now, for some of us that have been playing other cooperative games and like the Deep Euros and stuff, this is going to come back. It's going to be a little simple. Grab one of your children, grab a non-gamer, grab somebody who likes lighter games, go into it and have a good time. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. It plays well solo. It plays well with multiple people. This game is a gem, and dare I say a hidden gem. Castle Panic, check this one out, play this one, and enjoy it. It's keeper for me.